Now, I'm sure, all the cursing is not that I did isn't cute. I've already addressed it, but at the same time, that does not contradict anything that I've already said. If anything, it shows what I'm up against. Besides that, what my brother talking about my brother, because see, that means that they're working for the brother and the mother and sister. You don't get it? Now, I don't allow people to sit in my face and talk about my relatives because that's supposed to be hurting me. I'm not going to be like them and create a bandwagon, or I don't believe there was a bandwagon to join to talk about me. I believe that everyone else joined the bandwagon with Michelle and my you know, but I'm not like that. Doesn't mean that I want to see my brother ever again, because I don't. But what it does mean is you don't come in my face to talk about him. Period. We're all victims, even if I'm his victim. And the thing is that I'm not going to stoop so low as to participate in that. When I said that he said that, it wasn't to dig at him. My testimony is not a testimony of just my family. That's why a lot of people like me to be quiet, because I've hit on everybody's family has hit on something. My story has hit on something that's happened in everyone's family. It's just that mine has it's like this avalanche of events. And you guys think you heard a lot of events already? Oh, imagine that. How could that be possible? There's 56 years of it. Yeah, I came through on a little trailer. It took a year to do the trailer. Meaning, I didn't mean to make no trailer, but it was a testimony, and the testimony is very general. The entire of everything I said is very general. Now, I can't be trusting anyone, really. I don't like anything codename God, AI God, EIEIO God. I don't have time to listen to anything like that. As far as I'm concerned, that might be just enough time for me to be set up for death. Well, it might be time to set up for good or bad, but guess what? Do the people after me mean me any good? So don't tell me about how I don't have any faith in good. That's why I'm here, breathing, able to be shunned, able to be picked on, and then I pulled out my big gun Because everyone around me and my family refuse to know who I am, refuse to recognize that I'm a veteran of this country. And in that, they had no interest in learning anything about me when I came back. And then years later, when I won my claim, and let's make this clear, you can't have a VA claim if the event that you got disabled in has you with a dirty urinalysis. So you're sitting here, keep forgetting. Don't treat me like that. I've been awarded a stipend for the stress that it's creating on my body. And that my mother tends to like to keep poking because she feels that sooner or later I should die. Well, this is the thing. I have now created a goal besides just living. Susan Hayward, I Want to Live. She didn't make it. And she wasn't guilty. Watch the movie, I Want to Live. Very good. While we're all bellied up to the bar for treats, here's a few for you. Well, if you jump on the bandwagon with the people belly aching all about me, and I've gone over a year without belly aching back, I figured that one little old belly ache I had, just because I have real bad belly aches, it was just still one little low. No matter how grand it was, it's still just one, and one is little low. The fact that it was just one is little low. So he can sit up there and try to pick on me about my brother, and while I not know that he's doing that for them, because my family knows that I'm not going to let people talk about them in front of me. That does not mean at all that I want that motherfucker by me. Oh, I'm not scared of him. He needs to be scared of me. That's why I don't want him by me. Because whatever he plans to do, it's not going to happen to me. And at this time in my life, instead of simply just escaping and surviving as usual, because you were there too, Tony, with your daughters during the other event when my eyeball was hanging out. You was instrumental in helping with that. I don't know why you guys don't know I knew that. I'm sure I could find some pictures in my Google somewhere of those phones, had the Google backup on. It wouldn't take your pictures and stuff. I don't know how long it keeps though. Let's see. To ask me to do what they beat me to help me do. I have been beaten. Every attempt on my life is a punishment that I'm not supposed to live or survive. But it's still a beating nonetheless. When your mother and your sister pays 2 guys and 3 women to jump on you in your home and try to set you up for drug sales that weren't happening in my home. Oh, that you can go check the police report. Oh, they had SWAT and about 6 cops. So there was nothing to be able to hide if there was anything to hide about anything like that. Nope, the handcuffs never touched my wrist. But they was trying to set me up for it. Michelle was. What you gonna say now, Tanya? What you gonna say? What you gonna say now, Tanya? That's how she talked to me. I'm like, what is she doing that like that for? The cops had to pull her away. And she kept coming back over there saying that. Oh, she thinks that I didn't understand. Oh, that means you guys think that I'm retarded. Now that you know I'm not, you have to look in the mirror and consider yourselves as retarded. Because when a whole group of people think one person's retarded and she's not, you have to look at your retarded asses and look how fabulous you think you are. Tony, you're a nurse. You even take my motherfucking temperature to determine anything that you've said about me. None of y'all know me. You haven't taken the time to. You just know what you thought you created in me and of me. You guys are so, I don't even know the word for what it is, and delusional, egotistical, insane. One might think confidence. You guys call me arrogant. I call you guys grandiose. So grandiose you didn't even test your subject. Unless this is a test. But you're lying to your teams if this is just a test, because they're not here for tests. They're here to get things done, I guess. You forgot to tell them God protects me, and that I knew that you guys were going to kill Julian. I told him to leave. And you know I've left here twice, knowing that my life was in danger. Not knowing by who and why, but I knew, didn't I? Because I kept mentioning it. So much so that you guys didn't even believe me that I was leaving on a ticket. That year Jean Bonnet was killed, I was almost killed too, you guys. Imagine that. Me and Joan had something in common, and so does me and Ivy. Auntie said put me first, so I'm putting me first, even if it's incorrect English. How else am I going to make sure? I'm not going to put me at the end, and put I at the end. No, me first. So, if I'm supposed to be quiet for my whole life already, and I have been, I wasn't promised anything. I just know that I must have something in order for my siblings to do what they've done. It has to be something, but I couldn't imagine doing them like that ever. I can't imagine them still, and I'm going through it, because whatever it is, I share all my stuff. They don't share all their stuff. They're young. Somehow, for some reason, the younger siblings don't have to share their shit up. They just don't have to share my shit down as the oldest. That's what you should have bet on, instead of betting on me being stupid and not being able to handle myself. Because the only reason you guys are alive is because they needed help killing me. Why do you think that you're not a pickle nickel? You just don't know the name of y'all's pickle. And I know the name of my pickle. No wonder I always eat pickles. On purpose, I was trying to remember. Actually, not trying to remember. Trying not to forget. Y'all some crazy, crazy people. Thinking y'all been tricking me? Y'all's the trick. No matter if you've been spending. That's how I make sure you go to jail. Whatever it costs, whatever spent. The Inspector General is going to help me find this lost shit. Because it's part of the ostracizing and the retaliation and part of the reasoning for the initial assault on my life, my livelihood, my quality of life, and actually of unaliving. It would be harder for them to kill me with my uniform on, and it'd be hard. They're scared to do that, but they don't realize I'm still wearing it. It's invisible, inactive. Remember that. Don't give me no orders. God talks to me directly, and I've been giving me my own orders since the day I stepped in. This life of mine. Now, I didn't say I've made every single decision right and good, but I'll be goddamn if people jump on and off bandwagons. That's a good idea for me. Now, let's make it 444. I picks these days. And it ain't no motherfucking years. Because I don't have to wait for things to be put up in a neat pile. I don't have to feel like there's this big vault for me to be quiet for the vault. No. This is all about me. Put me first, which means money is not first. The idea, the concept, and the knowledge of, none of that gives a fuck. Now, everybody else didn't curse. Everybody else didn't make sure that people didn't know they wasn't motherfucking playing. And when we talk like this and say, we really don't want you guys to do that to me anymore. I wish you'd really just stop. And motherfuckers, just please leave me alone. That doesn't work. Y'all ain't put me on the motherfucking stage all day and night. Got me working day and night. So you put that little timeline on your own shit, and I wish I would go 5 days without eating so I could be weak when them motherfuckers strike.